Quickly, sir, are you saying that if you become president, you might try to appoint justices to overrule the decision on same-sex marriage?
I would strongly consider that, yes.
Welcome back to the channel. And let's talk about something you don't often hear in the left media, mainstream media, the connection between being pro-life and the definition of marriage, which should only be between a man and a woman. The pro-life movement isn't just about opposing abortion. It's about affirming life, protecting the family, and recognizing that every human life is sacred. The same sex cannot produce life. Therefore, same sex marriages are pro choice, not pro life. And for centuries, the institution of marriage has been tied directly to the mission to create life, build family, raise children, and pass on values. When marriage is redefined, it can change the cultural frame that has always supported the pro life cause. So, why are we talking about this today? Well, the Supreme Court has to make a decision. Will they overturn same sex marriages? And if you look at what's happening in Texas, you will see that there's a growing number of people who are against same sex marriage and are ready for the Supreme Court to overturn the decision. Listen to one of the biggest lefties in politics.
The Supreme Court could overturn its landmark ruling that legalized gay marriage. She's also urging same-sex couples to get married before it happens. The former Secretary of State made the comments to Fox News host Jessica Tarloff, who co-hosts the Raging Moderates podcast alongside Scott Galloway.
It took 50 years to overturn Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court will hear a case about gay marriage. My prediction is they will do to gay marriage what they did to abortion. They will send it back to the states. Anybody in a committed relationship out there in the LGBTQ community, you ought to consider getting married, because I don't think they'll undo existing marriages, but I fear that they will undo the national right.
Clinton's prediction comes as the court faces a new request to revisit Obergefell versus Hodges, the 2015 ruling that legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. In July, the former Kentucky county clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, Kim Davis, formally petitioned the justices to overturn the decision. Even if Obergefell were overturned, the federal government would still be required to recognize same-sex and interracial marriages under the 2022 Respect for Marriage Act. But the law does not require states to issue new marriage licenses, meaning bans in more than a dozen states could once again be enforced. The implications would mirror the fallout from the reversal of Roe v. Wade, with individual states deciding whether to allow or block same-sex marriages. Couples who live in states with bans would likely need to travel to other states to tie the knot. The Supreme Court has not indicated whether it will take up Davis's formal request, but some justices have suggested overturning the Obergefell ruling. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote, after President Trump created a conservative majority, that the court should overrule decisions that prohibit state restrictions on gay marriages, contraception, sodomy, and some private consensual sexual activities. Recent polling shows support for gay marriage falling largely along party lines, with overwhelming support among Democrats and anywhere from 41 to 50.
And as you can see, the bottom line, folks, pro-life and pro-family go hand in hand. You cannot separate the sanctity of life from the sanctity of marriage. When courts redefine marriage, they're not just changing policy, they're reshaping culture in a way that undermines life itself. If we're going to be consistent, if we're going to be true to pro-life values, then we need to defend both life and the family structures that sustained it. And that means standing up for marriage as it was intended. Marriage between a man and woman, and that's it. The foundation of family, the cradle of life, and the heart of pro life society. So, family, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking about. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're always alerted when I drop a new video. And remember, remain curious and stay bold. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good evening.